Okay, we've got the potato bed just about emptied. We still have that area over there to go. And as you can see, there's a few potatoes there that we found. So I'm going to go ahead and start planting this with my fall crops. Basically, turnips, broccoli, and some cabbage. I got to get this bag open. I can't do it with one hand. Be right back. Okay, I'm going to fertilize this lightly because it has quite a bit in it already. So you just sprinkle it around. Handful here, handful there. Get it good, because the crops you put in are going to rely on it. Alright, okay, I'm going to use this broken pitchfork to just kind of tickle this down in it, the fertilizer, and while I'm at it, get rid of any weeds that I find. Just kind of poke it around to get it down in the dirt, soil, whatever. It's all dirt to me. Good dirt. Hard to do this one-handed. I'm used to doing it two-handed. Another weed. I don't think it's going to do anything. I think it's going to just die. We can hope. So you get the idea, right? Just poke it around and kind of fluff it a little. Get it down in there, but not too deep, because your plants will have shallow roots when they start tapping into it. All right, another weed. All right. Okay, so I got 3 rows of the red round turnips in, and this next row I'm going to put some broccoli. And since these seeds are from packed in 2018, they're pretty old. I don't have high hopes for them. If they come up, they come up. If they don't, they don't. Get some of these weeds out. Some of these debris. Anyway, I'm going to put those in. And it says on here it doesn't say. So the rule of thumb is when planting, you plant twice as deep as the seeds are thick. So I'm going to try to set this phone down so that you can see the seeds go in. Maybe you can, maybe you can't, I don't know. Let's hope. I sat you in the dirt. And I'm just going to sprinkle them in and heavily sprinkle them. And then I can thin them after they start coming up, if they come up. And since they're so small, I'm just going to smash them in first and then just lightly cover, because they are pretty small seeds. So that should do that. All right. And when I thin, instead of cutting them off, I usually use the spade. Oops, sorry. I use the spade and lift out the ones that I don't want and plant them in a row next to it. So I've got to get a marker and mark this, and then I'll be back. Okay, if you ever wondered, what do you do with plastic knives? Use them for placards. You can usually find them at any thrift store. And you don't have to worry about them being sanitary because you're using them in the soil. So I'm going to put the pak choi in here. I'll set this down and hopefully see if it will record. Okay, let's try this again. I'm going to try to set the camera down so that maybe you can see me putting the seeds in. I don't know. But this is pak choi. And again, I'm going to overseed because these are also pretty old seeds. And they're tiny, just like the broccoli. And I can't reach, so I have to step in. And we won't be covering these very deep either. So here we go. Just kind of smush them in and dust them in, you know, just because they're tiny seeds. And that's how that goes. And I'm probably putting them in too deep, but time will tell. They'll come up regardless. And I want to do one more row over here for a pack of Emma Gardner pak choi. Hello, Mr. Worm. Didn't mean to disturb you. Get back in there. Let's cover you up. All right. Emma Gardner pak choi. I've had these for a while too. So there's just enough in here to do a hefty row. And like I said, I can thin them and spread them out. Hopefully you saw some of that. Now I have a hand free, so I can help you see. They're little, and again, they're little tiny seeds. So there we go. Got those in. Now I'll cover my footprint up. And that's that for now. But since we're out here, let me set these down and grab some nicotine because I have spent the day not smoking a lot. I think this is a dogwood. It doesn't look like a dogwood. It's something I had in a pot. And the yellow pot was dogwood, so it's some kind of a dogwood. Anyway, let's see how things are coming along out here. Aha! My seeds are popping. That's some extra cucumbers that I just put in. And I mean, I just put those in the day before yesterday. And they're already up. But we had 2 days of rain, so that's nice. And my tomatoes and peppers down through there are doing fine. And I planted something down here. I forget what I planted. But anyway, everything's looking good. Basil's looking good. The sun is bright. My onions are still bulbing. I don't think they're going to make it much bigger. But that's okay. Onions are onions. They eat just as good. The Malabar spinach back there is climbing. It's doing its thing. And some of the spinach is laying over because I need to harvest it. Tomatoes are looking good over here. These are the little tomatoes that I put out. These are the silver fir. My first round with them didn't go well. Nothing came up. So I bought from a different place. And I can't even remember where I bought from. But it seems like every one of theirs came up that I planted. So stay out of there. slow bolting lettuce is coming up. Cucumbers over here are climbing. They're climbing up. They're getting there. I have not been over here today to see where the monster has been eating my things. Oh, my tomato plant needs to be tied up. Look at that. It fell over. Gotta get some string and tie that up. These are doing quite well. Come on, Speedy. Oh, please, Speedy. Night blooming moonflowers are blooming. And they have a lavender bloom this year instead of white. Interesting. Must be something in the ground. And the watermelons are really vining good over there and going out into the back 40. And basil's doing good right there. Everything is looking as it should. I see a tomato bit the dust right there. I'll have to snap that off, cut it off. Looks like either cat damage or hail damage. Could be. We did have hail. So, could be either of the two. But I need to get some string, which is on that table. That horrible, horrible table that has everything on it. Flowers are coming up good in between the plants. Brandywine, potato-looking leaf, tomatoes. Those are doing good. Brandywines, I put those in late. I wasn't going to plant them and decided I would. And there's some flowers coming up over there, some beans over there. More beans, more tomatoes that need tied up some more. And let's walk on around to the other side. That's a chestnut, 2 chestnut trees in there. Banana trees are looking good. Getting over my head now. Over here, I've planted some cabbages in that bed. Heavily fertilized it. They're heavy feeders. These are beans over here, and they've reached the top. Yay, beans. These are the Oriental noodle beans. I've got red ones and green ones. And some blue lake pole beans. And back there are the bush beans. And they're all looking mighty fine. So, it's looking good. It's coming along. I have this bed to deal with. I haven't decided what to do with that. But I'll figure something out.